Good morning, everybody. Today is October 21st, 2025. It is a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Welcome to the In the Zone Trader trading stream. I'm happy to be here with you guys, trading on another day. I am back using my older equipment until I can calibrate the new one in terms of the audio. So the audio today may not be optimal, but let me know if it's okay at least until we can calibrate our audio moving forward, and with the new equipment and giving you guys an even better experience. So with that being said, we have about 10 minutes before market starts. Looking at the news today, and it doesn't look like we have any major news. Going overnight, we did make a brand new high past yesterday's high right here during the market. So overnight we made this high around 10:34 Eastern in the evening. Our all-time high is marked up here at the dotted black line at 25,392 level. We're currently underneath VWAP. We're in this bearish move right now that triggered up here at the 9:15 candle. It just hit target. But you guys already know that. Good morning, Doug. How are you? You guys know I don't like to trade 15 minutes before market opens, so. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I went back to my older equipment, sound equipment for today until I can calibrate the new sound equipment. And let me know if you can hear me okay. Can you also hear the music? Is that okay? Are we at decent levels on both? Okay, no music. Okay. That's fine. We have our overnight low marked at 252.75 and our overnight high, which at 25,368. Runner was just taken out here on this bearish trade. This did trigger the bullish false positive trigger here. We're still underneath this trend line and this EMA, so Okay, we have about a little over 4 minutes before market opens. Trying to see if there's anything else that I should be marking here. I will be marking these major swings from yesterday. They could potentially be acting as bounce areas, support areas. If we get that low. I will be marking this high right here. Okay, so the bullish move worked. Where it looks like we're going to be retesting 300 and VWAP right there. We have about 30 seconds before market opens. Okay, market just opened. Okay, runner's been taken out. This is a false positive bearish trigger because we have this trend line. We're testing the golden ruler now. Runner is out. This is a false positive bullish. You can see it stopped out because we had this EMA in the way. Delete some of these lines now. Okay, this was a bearish trigger here. Got a terrible fill on this. It literally didn't touch my target and not take me out. That's a little unfortunate. See if we can come back down. There we go. So this trade worked. Our golden ruler moves slightly down now. We have a runner. Runner's been taken out. This is a false positive bullish signal down here. It did hit target. And the reason why this one's false positive is because we still had the runner running. Other than that, we would have been able to take it. But now we have to keep track of the bullish runner, which is at break even at the moment. Okay, runner is still running on the bullish side. Readjusting this trend line. Runner is still running. Golden ruler moves down now. We might be getting a potential bearish signal here if we needed it to close below the trend line. This is a false positive bearish, so we're not going to take this one. And now this is going to be a false positive bullish because it is a trade that stopped out the bearish trade. So even though this looks really pretty going up back to the upside, just trying to follow my rules today, like 100% of the time, and not just be wishy-washy about it. Yesterday I think there was 2 or 3 trades that I bent the rules just slightly. They resulted in stop losses. It was very frustrating. Not that I took a stop loss, but that I didn't follow my rules. So I'm going to try to be as disciplined as I can and follow my system as closely as possible. So right now we're still in this bullish trade. It hasn't stopped out. It hasn't hit its target. Okay, just hit target. Runner is down here at 81. Runner moves up. Golden ruler also moves up. All right, runner's taken out. We do now have this trend line. Get the runner out of the way now. This is a false positive bearish signal because we're still above these two trend lines. And we have the standard deviation level down here. So we can't take this bearish, but we'll mark it. And we also have a false positive bullish signal here. The bearish trade stopped out. We're going to draw some new trend lines. And you can see we're kind of in this rocky, choppy price action, stuck in between different levels above and below us, so it doesn't make it for very smooth price action. And now you're having a false positive bearish. You're still in the middle of that bullish trade here that was also false positive, so it's just better to sit on your hands and let these trades play out and wait for a more optimal setup. So yeah, it's in between two trades at the moment. All right, so the bullish trade stopped out, and the bearish trade did hit its target. Our runner's at break even now. We have a false positive bullish signal down here. It's because it's bouncing off of the standard deviation level, but we can't take it because we're still in this bearish trade, and the measured move was above this EMA, right? Granted, it worked, but again, we're looking for optimal setups here, not mediocre ones. So now the bearish trade got stopped out, the bullish trade hit its target, so now the runner on the bullish trade is at break even. And now the runner is out. This is a false positive bearish signal. The only reason why I say that is because the golden ruler was right there. If there was no golden ruler, we would have taken this bearish. But we did break through the golden ruler. Sometimes the golden ruler will act as support or resistance depending on which direction you're approaching the golden ruler. Okay, this trade worked, but again, wasn't optimal. Still moving down, so we're going to keep track of that runner. Really flushing now. We just broke the overnight low. This is the gray line here. That's the overnight low. Runner finally got taken out, I think. Yeah. Runner's finally out. This is going to be a bearish signal here. We might get stopped out, and that's okay. 46.75. Yeah, stop loss. It's unfortunate. This is a false positive bullish. This is going to be false positive bearish. This is the move I actually wanted when we took it here. I think it was this candle, yeah. Our golden ruler moves down. There's a lot of trend lines that I'm drawing here. Just bear with me. Okay, so this is a false positive bullish. Golden ruler moves down. Okay, the bullish trade worked. Our runner is right at 46.25. Now it moves up to 55. Runner just got taken out. This is a false positive bearish because we have the standard deviation level there. And we also have this trend line here. If it works, it works. I just don't want to get in the habit of taking mediocre setups. All right, so it did work. Our runner is right here. This is false positive bullish because the runner hadn't been taken out yet. And runner's been taken out here. And this would have been a false positive bearish because it triggered the bullish trade here. I know there's a lot to keep track of right now, but let's just reset. Golden ruler moves to the top. This is a new false positive bullish right here. Okay, we just hit the target there. Runner's at break even. Readjust this trend line. Okay, a runner moves up. Adjust the trend line again. Okay, runner's out. I wanted to see this bearish candle close below the EMA, then I would have been able to take it. But the fact that it closed above it violates one of my rules, but looks like it's gonna flush anyway. All right, so this one worked. Okay, runner moves down. You guys see how it bounced off here off the standard deviation level? This is why it's one of the obstacles that I consider in this trading system. It could either act as support or resistance depending on which direction you're approaching it. Sometimes the market will use it as mile markers, if you will, on targets as well. Now we're breaking through it, but you saw how we initially bounced off of it though, right? And the runner is still running. Okay, the runner is out. Can draw this new trend line now. This is a false positive bullish because the EMA is right there. If there was no EMA, we would have taken this to the upside. All right, so the runner's still running. This is a false positive bearish signal because we reject it at 250 to go back down, but we still have a runner. The runner just got taken out right there. And we also have this EMA in the way, so you can't go bearish. You got this false positive bullish signal here, but again, couldn't have taken it for a multitude of reasons. We have all this resistance overhead. Let's see, make sure this was the trigger, yeah. All right, so the runner is out. Golden ruler did hold. We have a bearish signal here, but we couldn't have taken it. We have all this support underneath us. Get the runner out of the way. Let's go ahead and delete this line. This line is no longer important. It was the overnight low. Trying to clear up the clutter here. And now you have a false positive bullish signal here. That worked. But again, couldn't have taken it. Keep track of this runner though. All All right, the runner on the bullish trade is out. You're still in this bearish trade that hasn't stopped out yet. This is another bullish signal here. We were at the time of the trigger, the bearish trade still hadn't stopped out. We still have golden ruler here, so we couldn't have taken this to the upside. Golden ruler right now looks like it's holding off of this high right here. This is where the golden ruler is. All right, golden ruler moves down to 249. So there's that stop loss on this false positive bullish trade. And now we have a false positive bearish signal here. Although it might have been earlier. Let me see. If I zoom in, yeah, it was earlier. This was the signal here. This candle broke this trend line. Oops. When we just hit the target on the bearish trade. Let's move the runner down to keep track of it. Golden ruler moves up. We do have a lower high here, so we will also draw this trend line. Okay, the runner's still running. This is a false positive bullish signal. If the runner was not still running, we would have taken this back up to the upside. The runner is still running, so we're going to respect the runner. Okay. Runner is still running. We just tagged one of the swings here, so we might potentially start seeing some buying. I have it marked with this blue line. Our golden ruler does move down. So this creates this trend line here. If this triggers bullish, we can't take it because the EMA is right there. The runner has been taken out though. All right, so we'll keep track of this bullish trade. We're not in it. False positive. And the rules are there really to protect you and to make you more consistent. Yes, some of these mediocre trades that you might take, or you might, pass up on because they don't follow all of the rules will work. But over the long run, you want to get in the habit of just following your rules 100% of the time. Which is easier said than done, by the way. I still struggle with that. All right, so the bullish trade did work. Runner moves down, or not the runner, I'm sorry, golden ruler. Runner is actually moving up. Okay, runner's been taken out. I would love to see a bullish signal here like that. That would be an actionable bullish candle if we can get it to close above the trend line. We did not. That stinks. I should probably keep this. This is a false positive. Okay. I was gonna say this was a false positive bullish, but price action today is also a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Indecisive? It's a false positive bearish. I mean, we were building this nice bullish support and then boom, we just reversed. There's not really a lot of continuation. We are in an overall downtrend though. You can clearly see it. So what I need to do is draw another trend line like this as well. From this last swing high. We're still in this false positive bearish trade that hasn't stopped out yet or hit its target. looks like it wants to go and try to hit its target down here. But there's all this support underneath us. We have golden ruler. We have this prior zone from yesterday at 1550. And we have the standard deviation level. So buyers are trying to defend this level here. Sellers are trying to push through it. All right, sellers are almost there. I mean, you missed your target by a tick. This does move golden ruler. No, actually golden ruler is still underneath us. Yeah. All right. We're in this false positive bullish trade now that almost hit target as well. It's just very messy. You're getting triggers on both sides. Not a very good pattern. And if you guys recall, my stop loss, if I was taking a trade, is always a point and a quarter away from where the stop loss would be. And so this testing of the stop loss didn't technically stop out this bearish trade either. And this bullish trade didn't hit its target either. So you're stuck in between these two trades that are trying to outdo the other. Opposing forces, if you will. And it doesn't make for very good price action. Makes it that this is where you get the chop. You get the runner out of the way so it's not confusing anybody. We can delete this line. We can delete this line. Looks like the bullish trade just hit its target, so now we can delete this measured move. We have the runner now moving back up. We have a false positive bearish signal here. It's a failure at standard deviation, but we still have the runner. The runner is now officially out. Let's get the runner out of the way. Bearish move almost hit its target, missed it by a tick. There it is. So now the runner is at break even. The runner just got taken out. So now we are in no man's land. No, there's no trade that's on right now. So let me draw some new trend lines. This is a false positive bullish for two reasons. We're still underneath the 50 level, and we have this bigger trend line that we could be running up against. Those are two opposing forces that would keep us from hitting our measured move goal of 59.75. You can see here we're failing. But we can't take the bearish trade either because it's in the middle of this bullish trade. It's also above the standard deviation level. So when you have all these opposing forces on both sides that are keeping you from hitting your targets on either direction, it's just better to sit out and wait for something like I guess the best example I can use is the runway on an airplane. If the pilot on the runway sees even the slightest object, no matter how small it is, and identifies it on the runway, they're not going to take off. They're going to stall the plane and they're not going to take off. And that's really the thought process here with this system, is if we notice even the slightest problem or obstacle that could get in the way of us running into our target, we're just not going to take it. We're looking for optimal trades. So the runner on this bearish side did stop out here. So again, we're back at being at no man's land, but the upside doesn't look that attractive. And the downside actually would have been here. Technically we don't have, we can go down if we trigger down. So this is that trigger down, and our target's gonna be here. Okay, it's having a hard time for some reason flushing down. It's not that big of a target either. All right, there we go. So this bearish trade worked. So now we've taken 3 trades, 2 winners and 1 loser. And again, look at this runway analogy. Was there anything in the way of this bearish trade to work, to hit this target? And the answer was no. So we were able to take it. And now we're going to keep track of the runner. Where is my runner? It's all the way up there. All right, the runner's been taken out. So now we're back at being in no man's land once more. We have this trend line. And we had that trend line. This trend line's been broken, but this is the actual trend line we need to be paying attention to. This is another false positive. Why? Because we have things that are blocking the runway. We have this line, we have the golden ruler, we have standard deviation. These are all things that are keeping us from hitting our target of 46.25. And so if there's things that are blocking us from the runway, well then guess what? We're not going to take the trade. You can see it's struggling here to go up. So I hope you guys are starting to see why I have some of my rules and that they make sense. Now this, you would probably say, hey Sam, this is an example of a trade where there is nothing that triggered bearish and there's nothing in the way. That's true, but we initially triggered bullish. So you gotta give the initial trade, what's the word I'm looking for? Not preference. It's like first come, first serve, right? So this is the candle that triggered first. This trumps this candle. The bullish candle trumps the bearish candle because it triggered first. So you have to pay attention to what triggered first. And hence why this bearish trade didn't work, because you're still technically in this bullish trade. Now the golden ruler moves down to 1850. We're still in that bullish trade. It still hasn't hit target. And you can see it's just very, very choppy right now. Okay, we're still in this bullish trade, struggling. This is another false positive bearish. Again, going back to this trade is the one that triggered first. So we got to give it preference. Our golden ruler actually does move up as well. We had pullback, brand new high. All right, we finally hit the target on the bullish trade. So we're going to be moving up our runner. 50 is that next level of resistance if buyers can get through it. Looks like they can. Let me adjust this trend line here. And now this is a false positive bearish because the runner is still running. You guys can see we haven't taken out the runner yet. But the runner was taken out and the bearish trade did work. So now we're going to keep track of the bearish runner. We're also going to have this trend line here based on this swing and this swing. We now have a false positive bullish signal here because we're bouncing off that standard deviation level, but we have 50 above us, which has been acting as resistance, as you can see. And now we have two triggers. We had that false positive bullish here and then the false positive bearish. The bullish trade lost. The bearish trade won. Keep track of the runner. The runner just got taken out. And again, we're in a very, very tight range because we have obstacles all around us. Trend lines are also potential obstacles. This is why I draw a lot of trend lines, by the way. if you guys haven't picked up on that. All right, so this is a false positive bullish signal here. Again, it's false positive because it triggered below 50. Now, granted, buyers are now really stepping in and they're hitting the gas. Runner is right there. Just got taken out. Our golden ruler moves up. But I'm kind of glad we're pushing higher because now we're getting out of that range. All right, if we get a candle that can close above this trend line here, bullish, we'll take it. To retest VWAP up there at 277. All right, this candle is right there. There's our target. All right, this one worked. Wonderful. Again, another example of a trade that triggered with no obstacles in its way, right? So now we've taken 4 trades, 3 winners and 1 loser. All right, we just broke that high, which means we can move the golden ruler up. So I hope you guys are starting to understand the system a little bit and why I do what I do. It does require a tremendous amount of patience, and there is a lot of FOMO sometimes involved when you see these mediocre setups that you're not supposed to take because they don't follow all of your rules, just run without you. And that's okay. There's always going to be another trade. Especially with this system, with this time frame that I'm trading and how fast it is, it's just a very, very fast time frame. So you see how many setups get triggered? Almost one every few minutes, right? Doesn't mean we take one every few minutes, but there's potentially a setup every 5 to 10 minutes. All right, the runner just got taken out. So we have this trend line here. We need to break the trend line and close above it if we want to continue going higher. All right, looks like this trend line is holding. All right, this is a false positive bullish. We're bouncing off VWAP, but I don't think there's enough room to get there without hitting this trend line eventually. It could do it. I probably should have taken this, but we'll see. If I missed it, that's okay. You can see the trend line eventually will become a problem if we don't hit this trade in time. And there's that stop loss. Now we have the opposite trigger here. But it's false positive because we closed above this EMA when it triggered. Updating the trend line here. All right, so the bearish trade worked. And the golden ruler is still underneath us here at 250.75. All right, the runner is out. All right, this is a false positive bearish trade because we have the trend line in the way. It did work. Our runner's still at break even. Okay, runner moves down. Runner moves down again. I don't know what that candle was. That was fun. These candles happen every once in a while, and if you're on the wrong end of that candle, you're gonna take a much bigger loss than anticipated because your stop loss, I think it's called a dirty stop loss. I forgot what the actual term is. It's not exactly where you set it because of how fast that candle was moving. But according to this, our runner technically is still running. Actually, now it just got taken out. All right. But what a crazy move. I don't know what happened there. What caused that candle? But here we are. So the bullish move did hit its target. It was a false positive. And the runner is now taken out. This is going to be a bearish signal here. Almost at target here. Move this to break even. I don't want it to bounce up against me at this point. There we go. So that worked. So now we've taken, let's see, 5 trades, 4 winners and 1 loser. We'll keep track of the runner on this one as well. All right, the runner is moving down. And the runner just got taken out. All right, let's figure out where we are. We got to adjust a few things. We got to move golden ruler down. We're approaching golden ruler right now. This was a false positive bullish signal here that just hit target. So our runner is at break even. The runner moves up. The runner moves up again. We readjust this trend line. Let's delete a few lines here. Runner moves up again. Golden ruler moves down. And I believe the runner just got stopped out because it moved up and took out, moved up here and took out this candle. So let's get the runner out of the way. This is a false positive bearish signal because we have that trend line in the way, this trend line here. So we'll keep track of it, but it's a false positive signal. And this is a false positive bullish signal here because we're still in that bearish trade and we're below the EMA. So we have 2 opposing forces. Okay, so the bearish trade hit its target. Golden ruler moves up. Runner is, where would the runner be? At break even still. Drawing this line and drawing that line. Deleting this line. The runner's been taken out now. Potentially getting a signal to go higher here, but we have this trend line in the way. We have golden ruler in the way. Those are obstacles, right? So here's a false positive bullish signal right there. All right, we just hit the target on the bullish trade. Golden ruler moves down. Runner moves up. We delete all of our old lines. All right, runner moves up. Runner moves up again. We're approaching 250. We'll see if that's going to act as resistance or not. All right, runner moves up. All right, runner moves up again. This is a false positive bearish signal here because we failed at 250, but we still have the runner running. And we have this trend line in the way. All right, the runner moves up. Golden ruler also moves up. So this becomes a trend line here. Runner moves up. Trying to see if there's anything else. Looks like we might be making our way up to the VWAP up here, but we are running up against the 21 EMA on the 5-minute. We'll see if we get a little bit of a reversal here or not. So the runner is out. All right, so we're gonna draw this trend line. And this is a little tricky spot because to the naked eye, it doesn't seem like there's any obstacles up here, but if you look on the 5-minute, there is a 21 EMA right here at 59.50-ish. So we have to keep that in mind. So I'm probably gonna pass if it triggers up here. It didn't trigger. Okay. Now we're in this wedge. Delete this line here. If this triggers down, it's false positive because we have an EMA here and golden ruler, but it has not triggered yet. If I didn't have the 5-minute EMA right around here, I would have taken this trade up. You can see it's acting as resistance right there. We did hit our target though. Runners at break even now. We are above that 21 EMA, but now we're making our way towards VWAP, which is our next area of resistance. This is a false positive bearish signal here. The runner just got taken out on the bullish side. So we can draw a new downward trend line now. Okay, so we did hit, it was a bizarre way of finally hitting our target on the bearish trade. And our runner is at 53. We do have a false positive bullish signal here. The runner just got taken out. We wouldn't have been able to take it even if the runner was taken out, just because we closed. Sorry, this triggered below that EMA here, and we still got that 5-minute EMA up here at 58.59. I think what I might do is actually just create that line for you so you guys can see it. So this is where the 5-minute EMA is. We do have a false positive bearish signal here as well. The golden ruler has been holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And now it just gives up. Okay, so the bearish trade worked. The runner moves down. Actually, I think the runner just got taken out. Which means if this triggers lower, we can take it. Okay, did not. Let's draw another set of lines here, because we have some new trend lines. This will be a false positive bullish, because we have this EMA in the way. Okay, we just hit the target there. Our runner is at break even. Runner moves up to 49.25. Testing golden ruler right now. Also the 5-minute EMA is right around here, the 21 EMA on the 5-minute. Runner's been taken out. Let's get the runner out of the way. We have a lot of resistance overhead, but this is a false positive bullish trigger. And our golden ruler moves down. Runner is right here at 56. We did hit the target. We just tested VWAP. Let me delete some lines now. All right, so the runner's been taken out. Do we have enough room to take this before VWAP? The answer is yes. So we're gonna get in. And our stop loss is gonna be right here. We might get stopped out here, and that's okay. Okay, we're getting that bounce. That's good. Okay, we're coming back up. I'm gonna move this to break even now. I really don't like the back and forth. It's either gonna hit it or not at this point. All right, that one worked. Great trade. So now we've taken a total of 6 trades, 5 winners and 1 loser. All right, I gotta do a few things. I gotta adjust this trend line. We do have a runner all the way up here. Delete this line, delete this line. See if there's any obstacles overhead. Might run into this level here. And this level there. And this level here. So we're gonna go ahead and mark them. Runner is still running. Our golden ruler does move up. Delete that. This is not what I wanted to do. Runner is still moving up. Runner's been taken out. Let's get the runner out of the way. We have this new downward trend line. This is a potential bullish signal here. Not anymore though, the candle's way too big. Because now the target is above 300. This does move our golden ruler once more. Let's delete some of these lines. Readjust this line here. If we do go back up to that gray line up there above 300, that's where we closed yesterday. So that would be filling the gap. Although we technically did touch that point right at market open, and then we just since then we've been going down. So now we're basically coming back up to where we open on the market. If we can get up above 300. Okay, we just hit that target. Our runner moves to break even. Okay, a runner moves up. Forgot to say that this right here was a false positive bearish signal because we rejected off of 300, but because the runner was still running, we couldn't take it to the downside. And we also had a trend line in the way. We have a couple of trend lines in the way. We have this one, and then, yeah. All right, we move the runner once more. Okay, the runner's been taken out. If this triggers bearish, it's false positive because of that EMA. Here we are. We triggered bearish. You can delete this line. The bearish move did work. Runner moves down. Runner moves down again. We are testing this trend line from here. Okay, the runner's out. Let's get the runner out of the way. This might be a potential bullish trade here if we can close above the EMA. But it looks like it's rejecting. Okay, hold on. This could work. We need to close above the EMA. It did not close above the EMA, so I cannot take it. If it triggers, I cannot take it. All right, so it did trigger right there, but I can't take it. And there's that stop loss right there. So my rules protected me on that one. And now you have a false positive bearish signal. Golden ruler moves up to the top. We're bouncing off of VWAP. So this is a false positive bullish signal here. We're still in the middle of this bearish trade that has not hit target. I will be wrapping up the stream in about 10 minutes. I do have a meeting coming up at 11:30. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. We navigated through a lot of choppy water, but I think you clearly saw the system at play and how it protected us, how it gave us clear signals that were actionable, and how they worked. We took 6 trades today, 5 winners and 2 losers. Sorry, 5 winners and 1 loser, excuse me. So we had an 83% win rate, which is awesome. We're still both in the bullish and bearish trade here. All right, so the bullish trade stopped out and the bearish trade hit its target. We made a new low, so we get to move our golden ruler. All right. We have another false positive bullish signal here. Our runner's been taken out. And the bullish trade's almost hit target. There it is. And runner is still running. All right, runner is still running. Testing golden ruler now. Okay, golden ruler moves to the bottom. Runner moves up. All right, runner stopped out. Do we have room for this bearish move? No, the target is below the VWAP, so we're gonna pass on this one. I'm trying to keep track of where the 21 EMA is on the 5 minutes, right around where golden ruler is. We're still in this bearish move. I'm checking out this new adjustment to my strategy. So you guys see how this triggered bearish here, right? And then it pulled all the way back up to the 23% area, getting even close to your stop loss. In those instances, I think it's better. If it does come back, if it doesn't stop you and does come back, go ahead and take your profit at the 150 area, which is half of your measured move. I noticed that a lot yesterday and the day before, and yesterday could have been a lot better if I had implemented this strategy. Because at this point, this doesn't look like this bearish trade wants to work, right? Granted, we are not supposed to be in this bearish trade in the first place, but this is just an adjustment. But I've noticed anytime we get close to a stop loss or even tap the stop loss and not get taken out, because remember, our stop loss would be 1.25 above where the red line would be. If it does come back down, get out at 150 or close to it. And that way you've secured half the move and you've turned a loser into a small winner. You know, you're seeing that at play here with this trade. We do have a false positive here because we're still in this bearish trade. And there's that stop loss. So granted, this was a false positive trade, but let's just say it was a legitimate trade to go lower. This is a way, if it comes close to your stop loss initially and then comes back down, get out at 150 or your half of your measured move and turn this otherwise would have been a stop loss, but you would have turned it into a small winner, better than taking a loser. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Hope you guys had a great time this morning. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy that you guys are part of this journey as well. If you guys have any questions on anything, feel free to leave it in the comments. And we'll be back tomorrow around the same time. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and we'll talk soon. Have a good one, Rebecca. God bless you.